Okay, so where we were, we have completed till conditions, right? So hope everyone practiced it, right? Okay. So today what we are going to discuss is loops. Okay, I'm expecting everyone practiced on conditions, right? This is very important. If you are without practicing, you cannot understand loops. Okay, so it's related one. Okay, so now what do you mean by loops? Any idea? What is loop? Any idea? Loop. बोलो भाई लूप का तो क्या? What do you mean by loop?
Sir, continuous repeating process.
Continuous repeating process, recurring process, right? So actually, I went to one park in Canada, right? So they written loop, and they given arrow keys. So if you want to roam that forest, right? So that garden, they are giving arrow keys. Once you are going to that direction again, you will come back to same direction. Right? You can complete the loop, and then even if you are going here exhibitions, once you are going in, again you are coming to same place. You can round and round, right? It's keep on repeating process. Okay. Loop is not only repeating process, it's having three primary points. One is starting point should be there, right? The place where you want to start. Okay. Ending point, ending condition should be there. How many times you want to repeat that? Right. For example, if you are giving childs to homework, right? So you are giving homework, they will say 10 times. Repeat yeah, right? Apple, repeat 10 times, right? It's loop. Starting point is there. They need to start from apple, right? They need to do it till 10 times. Then their process will get completed, right? So some recurring with primary initial point should be there, starting point should be there, ending condition should be there, and how many times they need to repeat, you need to tell them. Right? Those things is called loop. Let's see how we can do in programming. Okay, let me share my screen. This one also powered by Boolean only. So all the loops will run with the Boolean. Okay. So you can see my screen, right? So I'm creating one project. How to create a project? File, new, right? Here also we can use new Java project. Next, loop example. I'm just creating one project with loop example. I'm closing this conditional statement as of now. We are having loop example, right? So I'm writing one main program, right click, new, I need to create a package. I'm just creating. Then I will write new class loop. Just created the same name, but we can have different name also. Okay. So now public static void main. So we are having main. Here, let me add some notes. Loops will be two different type categories. One is like entry controlled, exit control. What is the meaning of entry control? What is the meaning of exit control? Okay, let's understand this. So have you ever went to any hotels, right? So you might have. So there are two types of hotel. One, they will ask you to take the token, right? They will ask you to take the token. In some hotels, you can directly go and you can eat, right? Finally, you can pay the bill. So what do you feel the difference between these two? Hotels with tokens, hotel with the without tokens. So what is the difference? What is the difference?
One is
Before
more
you do
organized
payment.
than the other one.
Sorry?
One is more organized than the other one.
No, it's not organized. So even it's a different story, right? So it's based on logic.
Self-service.
No, order. Order means you are paying first, you are paying last, right? Well, you are entering, you have to pay in entry control token. If you need to take the token, you need to pay. Entry itself, you are not having money, you cannot go inside. Entry control. Exit control is even if you're not having money, you can go and eat, right? Well, exiting, you need to wash the dishes, right? Whether so entry control means when you are entering, they will check. Exit control means when you are exiting, then they will check. Entry, they won't check. Even if you're having zero money, you can get in, right? So those are the difference. So entry control loops and exit control loops will be there. Entry control and exit control. Right? In entry control, we are having famous loop, for loop and while loop. There are two types of loop. Okay. Exit control, you are having called do while. So there are three loops. One is for loop. Second one is while loop. This is entry control. Entry itself, they will check. The second one is exit control, do while. It will not check during entry. It will check during exit. So this one is very rarely used. Okay, this part, but this one is we will use very highly. Okay, in that also we'll use mostly for loop more. For loop is almost 90%, 99% you can use for loop. Even in case of while also, if you don't want to use while, you can go with for loop. Okay, even for loop is having very latest versions, V1, V2, V3. Now you are having very latest version for loop. Okay, so now first we'll understand the basic for loop. Okay, so what is the syntax of for loop is we'll be having for and three parts. First part is initialization. Okay. Second one is condition check. Third one is increment or decrement. Okay, so before understanding increment, decrement, just we will go with one special operator, which is called plus plus. Let's understand what is plus plus first. Okay. Now I'm writing one variable int I is equal to 0. Okay. I created one variable called I is equal to 0. Now what I'm doing is I'm writing I is equal to I plus 1. What is the value of I? What is the value of I? 1. Right? So again, if I'm writing I is equal to I plus 1, it's 2. Right? Taking the same variable, but I'm incrementing it. It's called increment. Okay. If you want to decrement, what I will do, I will use I is equal to I minus 1. What is the meaning of it? No, it's 1 again. So I is equal to 0 first. I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2, again I is equal to 1. So decrement, right? So 0, 1 to increment and decrement. So there is one shortcut for incrementing. Instead of writing I is equal to I plus 1, what I can do is I can write directly I plus plus. This line and this line is same. Both is having same meaning. This one and this one. I can write I is equal to I plus 1 or I plus plus. If I want I is equal to I minus 1, I will use I minus minus. If I want I is equal to I into 1, I can write I into. Okay. So this will give me a shortcut for writing increment or decrement. Okay. So for example, if I want to increment two values, number 2, I is equal to I plus 2. So there is a slightly difference in syntax. This one is I is equal to I plus 1. This is like I is equal to I plus 1. Right. So I'm writing I minus minus means I is equal to I minus 1. Right. So what if I want to write more than one number? For example, I is equal to I plus 2 if I want to write. Right. In this case, shortcut is I plus is equal to 2. It means I is equal to I plus 2. This is a shortcut. I can write I is equal to I plus 2 also, not a problem. But to reduce continuous in loops, we'll use these shortcuts. I is equal to I plus 2, right? So for example, if you want to write I is equal to I into n, then I will write I is equal to I into n normally. So what is the shortcut for this? Instead of writing this, what I will do is I into equal to n. Don't give spaces to any operators. You cannot give spaces for less than or equal to means don't give space. That's connected one, right? So here also, okay, here also we will be having I into n means I need to write like this. This is shortcut. Okay. So there is a slightly difference between I plus plus and plus plus I. There is, we can differentiate it. For example, now you understand this part, right? So now let's move to this again plus plus, this part. Okay. Now is equal to I is equal to I plus 1, right? So now I'm deleting this as of now. Right. So plus plus I. If I'm writing like this one also I is equal to I plus 1. Okay. This one also I is equal to I plus 1. There is a slightly difference. Let's understand that part. So I'm writing int j is equal to I plus plus. It means what means first equal to will work. First equal to will work because whenever any operations happening, it will go from right to left, left to right. Okay. So first int will call, it will initialize, it will create the variable, then it will assign the value. So left to right logic will work. Okay. Always left to right. Here when I'm writing, it will run first this part, then in this part. Okay. So now what will happen is when I'm running int j is equal to I plus plus, first it will initialize this value. What is the value till now? I is equal to 0. It will not increment first. It will initialize first. Okay. So what is the value of j? 0. Then I value will get incremented because I'm writing I is equal to I plus plus, right? So is equal to I is equal to I plus 1. So now j value is equal to 0, I value is equal to 1. So if I'm writing in a reverse way, for example, if I'm writing plus plus here, right? In this case, what will happen? It will not initialize first because plus plus is coming first. It will increment first. In this case, j is equal to 1, I is also 1. Why? Because j equal to, after that plus plus is coming, it will increment first and then. So what is the difference between plus front and back is, if we are adding front, it will increment first. If you are adding plus plus latter, then it will initialize first. Got it? So in this case, the value I, j both will be 1. If I'm writing plus plus latter, then I will be 1, j will be 0. Got it? So plus plus maintaining order is very risky. So habitually we'll go with I plus plus and will not initialize like this. But why I'm explaining this, why I'm creating confusion means there is exams, right? So for freshers, they will be handling exams. They will give this type of questions. How they will give is, they will write like this. Then they will say, what is the value of j? And what is the value of I? Right? It will confuse, right? So they will give these questions, this type of questions. So for that only I'm explaining, just do the practice. So how the increment and decrement will work, how the value will change for I, and how the initialization will happen. Right? So those all things you can need to practice. Even if you're asking me, I cannot able to directly answer it until unless I'm analyzing it. Right? So try to practice on it. Okay. So because for normally it is for I told you, right, service-based companies and product-based companies, they will write this type of questions a lot. Okay. If you need to practice, you can try to practice it. Okay. So now let's move. You understand now increment and decrement. Increment means I plus plus. Decrement means I minus minus. So if I want to plus 2 means I plus is equal to 2. Okay, these are the shortcuts. No, I don't want to use shortcuts. It's okay. You can write I is equal to I plus 2. No problem. It will work. But we will be having habitually, we'll write always I plus plus. Okay. So now let's move to loop back. Now here you can see in for loop, we are having initialization first part, condition check. Condition check means Boolean. Whatever we are using, right? If conditions, those will come here. Here we are having last part is increment and decrement. So another important part is initialization part will run only first time. Initialization part will run only first time. Increment and decrement will work from second time onwards. And condition check always. We'll check always the condition. Okay. So for example, if you are not taking token, what will happen? No entry. You cannot able to enter it, right? So even if you are having money, if you are not having money, that's a different story. But if you are not having, first time itself, they will reject you. They will not allow you. So once you are going inside, you can increment or decrement. You can order more orders. After that, you can take the token. But once you need to enter first, right? So once you are entering, you are sitting. If you are adding another order, they'll ask to pay for it, and then they will take the token, right? So you don't need to go and take the token, but you should have money to take the token. So always condition check will happen. Okay, but initialization only first time. Condition check always, increment and decrement second time onwards. Okay, so now let's see how it will work. I want to print 1 to 100. Okay, I just want to print how much? Starting from 1 to 100. So here, one important thing about Java and C, okay, is it will not start from 1. It will start from 0. Always Java and C will start from 0. 90, at least in one place, it will start from 1. I will tell you later. But 99.9% it will start from 0. If I'm saying what is the first element, you need to say 0. You cannot say 1. What is the roll number of first student? Means you need to start from 0. Because Java always start from first value is 0. Last value will be 100 minus 1, 99. Understood, right? For example, 10 people are there. What is the first value? What is the last value? 9. It's not 10. If you are saying 10, it's 11 people, right? 0, 1, 2, 3 will be given. For example, if you are counting it, so what is the first value? 0. What is the last value? 9. It's not a 10. So 0 to 9, 10 values. So always remember when I am writing, I will make sure that I am writing like this code. If I am saying 1 to 9, 1 to 10 means it's 0 to 9. I am going to print. Okay, first value to 9. So let's see. So for initialization part, I will write int I is equal to 0. This is called initialization part. Initially itself, I can write I is equal to 0. This will run only once. Okay. Then I am writing condition check. How many times I am going to run? Till I am reaching 9. So I less than 10. Right? Less than or equal to no. Less than 10. Okay. Here I am doing condition check. So it will always check. Okay. Third is I plus plus. What I am going to do? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. So what it will do? 0 to 9. So now what I will do? I will write bracket here. Okay. So I'm starting from here. I'm just writing sys out I. So what will happen in this condition? First, it will check I is equal to 0. Right? It will check the condition, but it will not increment because it's the first time. It will come inside and it will print 0. Second time, what will happen? This will not run now. This is no more going to run. So second time it will check condition. Right? Now, what is the value? 1. Because I increment is happen. Okay. So second time onwards it will run. Then it will go inside. It will check 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's coming. Then it will check I is less than 9. It will print 10. If it is reaching, condition is failing. It will not get inside. It will come out. Okay. So now let's run it. 0 to 9. Right? 0 to condition check. Starting 0. It will not increment. Second time onwards, it will increment. And it will check the conditions. Okay. Till what? It will repeat until it's reaching particular condition. Okay. So even I can write lakhs value, it will print. within a second, you can see how much time it took. Milliseconds. So in crores, so I will show you, if I'm not checking condition, what will happen? Huh? It will continuously run. It's called infinite loops. To run this, for example, if I'm here, I'm writing, right? By mistakenly, if I'm writing any wrong logic, right? I is less than -1 or right? I is greater than -1, something I return. So what will happen in this case? Will right? So it will always true if I'm writing some wrong condition. Okay. So this one is not a problem because it is a small program, it will running. So if you're doing this in wrong in applications, it will hang the system. It sometimes system will go down. Okay. So you need to be very careful when you are writing this code. Okay. So now you can see what happened. Few seconds I am running. What is the total? ఒకట్లు పదులు వందలు వేలు 10,000 లక్ష 10 లక్ష right 10 లక్ష almost 1 crore right 1 crore I think and it's 1 crore within a second right so continuously running so I need to terminate it if you are doing some mistake then you need to click this button here one red color will come you need to stop it otherwise it will not stop it will continuously running right? So what is the for loop initialization condition check is very important why okay so then so here sometimes we'll write infinite loops we wantedly write when is like for example you want waiting for something right you are continuously waiting if someone is coming they need to receive them right then once you are receiving you can close that task understood right in that case I don't know till when this guy will come right I need to continuously waiting for him right so in that case you can write infinite loops also sometimes you will write infinite loops but till when once he is coming you will stop it right sometimes they will give you job of collecting emails right so just check continuously emails and forward it to some people so in this case you need to run always you need to continuously running you need to take the details and you need to forward it right so your job is itself in an infinite right so till your work is from morning 8 to evening 9 you just need to read the mails and forward so in that case is what you will do you will write an infinite loops okay now you understand it first part is initialization int I is equal to 0 you whatever we are writing previously right int n is equal to 10 int 20 like that will do it's initialization starting point always 99% I will start from 0 then I will do condition check till how many times I need to run so what is the increment if I want I need to write I plus plus right so it's 1 1 1 1 1 it will increment so now tell me what if I want to write from 100 to 1 reverse what I need to write so tell me how I can do that just think and tell me. Increment I did, right? 0 to 99. I want to reverse it. 99 to 0. How I can do? For int I is equal to 99. Very good. It's 99. I need to start from where now? 99. First point is 99. Then I is greater than 0. Yes. Less than 0 means invalid loop. Be careful, right? So your condition will get reverse. Right? So I greater than 0 till it's greater than 0. Greater than or equal to 0. Why? Because I'm starting from right. We need 0 also, right? So greater than or equal to 0. So see how that need to think before I didn't write code, right? But I'm able to understand your mistakes, right? So I'm running the code in my brain. So I know what is the input, what is the output. So you need to think like that. I told you, right? Thinking in Java. You need to think in Java. Before writing a code, you need to understand what is the output. Yeah. So now greater than or 0. Then I minus minus. Very good. So now in this case, see so I this one will be remain same, right? Now let me run it. 0 to 99 reversed. Right. So now let me tell me, I want to print only even numbers. I want to print, even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8 till 100. So how I can do that? I want to print even numbers. First bench, you need to be more interactive. Your second bench is overtaking you. Second and third. Tell me, I want to print 2 to 100 only even numbers. I don't want odd numbers. Even numbers means what even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, right? Tell me how I can print that.
The 2n.
Per int I is equal to 2. I is less than till when I want 100. I how to increment 2? I plus is equal to 2. You need to think, right? Plus equal to 2. Now what will happen? First one is 2. Second one is 4. Third one is 6. You understood, right? I'm incrementing 2, 2. This out. You are getting even numbers, right? So what if I want odd numbers? What I want odd numbers? How I can do? I is equal to 0. I is equal to 1. I should be start from 1. Plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. What will happen? 1, 3, 5, 7, right? So if I'm starting from 1, it will become odd numbers, right? Got it? So it's logics. You need to think the logics. Okay. Any questions still here? So now you understand, right? What is for loop? For loop will be having 3 parts. One is initialization, condition check, increment or decrement, right? So now let's go with another loop. Now we understood for loop. What is another loop? While loop. Okay. While is a short form, right? So it will have only condition check. Like if it will have only condition check, it will not have increment or decrement, right? So how we will normally we'll use while for infinite loops, but we can do this type of work also. Let's see how we can do. Right, I'm deleting it. Okay. So while syntax will be while condition check, nothing else. Simple. Like if is there, right? Similarly, it will do like that. Condition check. While we'll be having only condition check. Then how I will do increment or decrement? How I will do initialization? You need to do it outside of the while loop. Let's see how I can do. Okay. I'll write int I is equal to 0. Normal, right? Then I will write while I is less than 100. Similar, right? It's condition check. Now increment decrement, what I will do is I will write this out. I, then I will write I plus plus. Understood? Only while will check condition check. So what I did is instead of having this initialization here, I will write in front of while. Right? Then inside what I did, I write increment. Right? So all the 3 are there. Okay. So now if I'm running, it will behave same as for loop. 0 to 19. Right? Now if I'm writing 100, how many times it will run? How many times it will run?
Not enter into that loop.
It will not enter into loop. Why? Condition is failing. What I am saying, I less than 100. So it will never enter in condition. Entry control. For loop also, if I'm writing for int I is less than 100, I is equal to 100, I is less than 100, it will never enter. It's called dead loop, dead condition. You cannot enter in it. For example, you are having key and key is inside and you locked the door. What will happen? You're not able to open the door. So similarly here, the first one is initialization. If you are doing with condition value failing, it will never enter. Here also, it will not enter. Okay. So if I want to run, I need to run from less than that condition value. Okay. Now if I'm running, I'm starting from 1. You can see 1 to 99. Right. So any questions in here? So when you're using while, you will be having only condition check. You cannot have increment or decrement in same condition. Okay. You can do some logic. I will tell you later, but I don't want to confuse you. But only it will check condition. If you want initialization, do it first. If you want increment, do inside. Okay. So now do while. Do while also same syntax as a while, but slightly different. What we will write is, we will write do first and while last. Like this. Here what I will write is out I plus plus. Now let me remove this particular part. I don't want while now. Right? So now in this case, same, it will work as a while only. There is no difference, but it will check during exit, not entry. Even for example, if I'm writing 1000, right? It will one time it will go inside. तुम्हारे पास एक पैसा भी नहीं तो होटल में जाकर full you can take because it's a exit control. You don't need to take token. They will not तुम्हारे पास पैसे हैं क्या पूछते? They will not ask, right? So you can go, you can take full, and then you can wash the vessels, right? So here also do well same. It will exit control. So if you are giving wrong condition also, it will print. Let us run it. Okay. See? It coming inside and printing. One time. Only one time only, right? Second time, if you are coming there, they will kill you. Right? So exit control will be one time it will run. Anyhow, condition failing, condition is there, doesn't bother. It will run minimum once. That's the specialty of do while. If you want to do something which minimum need to be run once, right? You can go with the do while. Okay, for example, तुम cricket में देखो, last ball is there, 100 runs are there, then still the batsman has to come and play, right? If it is exit control, right? Here, one time it will run. You have to do fail condition or pass condition, doesn't matter, right? So it will come inside and it will run, right? So now you understand 3 loops. First one is for loop. For loop is a very beautiful loop because even if you want only condition also, you can use for loop. All the places, but this loop it cannot replace. Do while if you want to run minimum once, you don't have other choice. You need to go with the do while. But we will not use 99%, 0.001%. Rarely will use it. Otherwise, for loop will cover all the scenarios. You don't need to learn while loop itself. But there is syntax is there. If you want to write a small code, then you can go with a while. For example, if you want to write infinite loop, okay. So what I will do is, I'll just write right. So while true means what? Continuously running, no condition. I'm not asking him the condition. You keep on running, right? So how easy it is in while loop because you are having only condition check. If you want to do in while loop, for loop, what I need to write is, for example, for right. True. plus. Or if you don't want to write anything, you can remove this also. Increment and decrement. Like this also you can write. I told you, right? For loop can replace anything. For loop can replace by while loop also. If I don't want this also, I can move it outside also. No problem. This is perfectly valid, right? Similarly, it will behave like a while, but you need to have semicolons, empty semicolons, right? Initialization, if you are missing, empty semicolon, condition check, and then, but without condition check, it will not allow you. Condition check is important, mandatory. You can skip a initialization, you can skip a increment or decrement, but condition is mandatory. Without condition, it will not run. Okay, so this is the case. Right, both are same now. This one and this one is same. But while looks good, right? For infinite loops. If you're having anything which is infinite, go with a while. So got it? Now let's more practice on it. Okay? So now we'll practice more on for loop only. Okay? So now tell me if I want to print only multiples of 3, 6, 9, how I can do that? For int I is equal to 3. I condition check how much? What is the condition? For example, if I want till 100, 100. Then I is equal to I plus is equal to 3. Right? 3, 6, 9. I can do. If you want I into is equal to what I will do? Into is equal to 2. You are saying this, huh? Sure. Huh? What will happen in this case? I will show you. First 3 will come, then 6 will come, then 12, then 24, then 48. It will not give all 3. Right? So you need to think. But I like that you tried this part. Okay. So let's see. Let's print it. See? 3, 6, 12, 24. Without running, I know that output. Right? So you need to run like that. But I am happy that you tried. So any questions still here? You are concentrating, right? Or you are in sleep mode? Okay, please concentrate. Okay. So if you are practicing, fine. If you are getting confused, also just practice it. So got it? Any questions? I plus equal to 3. In this case, no tension. Always plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Now we are going to learn another variable, which is called mod variable. Mod. You know about mod? This one is called mod operator. Percentage. Okay. This one is a special operator. We need this. Okay. We need this. So what is this one? This will give us reminder. Reminder కదా. చిన్నప్పుడు right? So sesham. Okay. I am telling you only. So you can see here, let's see. I will explain you. Here you can see, right? So you'll be having 5, right? And you're doing with 2. So what will happen? 2 2 jar 4. And in bottom, you'll get a 1. This is called sesham, reminder, right? So mod will give us this value. It will give reminder. This is very important one. So you need to just practice it today as much you can. Okay. So for example, in this case, if I want to write mod operator, right? I will write into n. Here what I am doing? By mod 2. Right? So it will give me what? It will give me reminder. One. Right? For example, if I am writing 6, what remainder will come? 0. Right? Why is 0? It is exactly getting divided. If it is not exactly getting divided, I will get a remainder. Right? For example, if I am writing 4 here, what I will get?
2.
2. No decimal. I am talking about integers. Remainder will come only for integers. If you are at decimal point, always you can make it 0, 99%. Right? So in this case, 2. Right? So in this case, 6 is not getting divided by 4. Right? If I'm writing 3, remainder is 0. What is the meaning of it? You exactly if it is getting divided, you will get a 0. If it is not getting divided, then it will get a remainder. Right? So your one max, right? So till 10th we read the max, right? So that's why I'm not going very details. So mod operator will help us to identify remainder. Right? Now, if I'm telling you in this code, now let's see how you are thinking in Java. Okay. I want to print something 1 to 100, and I don't want any value which is getting divided by 5. Understood the question? For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will not get printed. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will not get printed. So I don't want to print divisions of 5. So how I can write that code? How I can write? Tell me. But 0 also will not get printed. Why? 0 is always getting divided by all. Right? Now tell me how I can do that. Anyone online want to try? Your voice should be like me. 12 by 5 no. You need to write a code where you need to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, like that. So how I can do that? Now I told you about mod operator, right? So you can identify whether it is getting exactly divided by 5 or not, right? So now can you do that here in this case? Let me try it, okay? Int I is equal to 0, I is less than 100, I plus plus, right? So what it will do? It will print that. It will print what? 1 to 100. Right? So I will write one condition here. If I mod 5 not equal to 0, then sys out I. Got it? What I am saying, if it is not getting divided by 5, print it. Right? So if it is getting divided, what will happen? Remainder will be 0. But I don't want 0. Any remainder is coming, then only print that value. So now if I'm running this value, what will happen? Let's see. Right? 6 is not there. Anywhere you can see anywhere 5, nothing is there. Right? This is the logic, right? So I told you about reminder mod, right? Mod operator you need to use, and you need to try whether you are having any division. If it is remainder is 0, then don't consider it, right? Now let me add another condition here. Let me see how many people will answer. Okay. So I don't want multiplication of 6 also. What I can do? I don't want multiplication of 6 also. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 will not come. I don't want 5. I don't want 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 11, 13. 12 also will not come. So where I need to write a? It should be which condition? Where I need to write that condition? Hmm? Okay, let it be homework. Try it. Okay, you can try with homework. So till now, any questions? So you know about mod operator also, right? Any questions? So today what we did, we read about loops, right? Loop is having two types. One is entry control and one is exit control. What is entry control? Entry control is for and while. Exit control, do while. Right? So we learned about for loop. What is for loop? For loop is nothing but having three parts. One is initialization, condition check, and increment. Okay. So then we will come to increment and decrement. How we can do the increment and decrement? Normally we can use I is equal to I plus 1. Instead of we are having shortcut of I plus plus. I plus plus will increment to one value. If I want to increment more than one value, I need to use I plus equal to n. For example, I is equal to I plus n. If I want to increase, it will be I plus equal to n. So in that case, we did it. Then we went to while loop. While will check only condition. It will not have increment and decrement part. So if you want to use increment and decrement, you need to write in first itself, like you need to add a condition check, and then finally you will be having for loop. After printing it, you can do increment or decrement. Normally, while loop is very good for infinite loops. If you want to write infinite loop, go with a while loop. Okay. So then we go into do while. Do while is minimum if you want to run once, because it will not check condition first. It will check the condition last. Will exit control. If you want to run minimum once, go with a do while. So 99% we can compensate all the loops by using for loop. So mainly concentrate on for loop to practice on it. But you should be aware of all three loops. Based on the condition, you can use it. Okay, then we went with the mod operator. What is mod operator? Mod operator will help you to identify the remainder. Right? If remainder is 0, it exactly divisible. If remainder is having some value, it means it's not getting divided. So mod operator will work in the integers only. Decimal points means always it will give you, it will get divided. Right? So it will work with integers. Okay. So what is the advantage we saw? Like we printed 1 to 100 without a division by 5, divisible by 5. So how we did? We added another condition. So another logic, if I can read, if I want to reduce this part, I don't want this condition also, right? So where I can write this condition, I can write here also. And I mod 5 not equal to 0. Can write So any condition, whatever we are writing in if, right, we can write like that. Condition check means you can write big conditions also, not only I less than 100, right? Based on whatever condition you want, you can add it there, right? Let's see whether it will run. Nothing is running. Why? Because it will always check this condition. So it's a breaking. So here we should not check. You see, this one it's not working because condition check is failing when entry itself. So it's getting failed. I think we can write or. Let's try with or. Not agree. No, it's not failing. Why it is failing, you know? Any one condition is passing, it's becoming true. Right? So always I is less than 100. So getting failed. So another thing you need. So this one is failing. So we need to add in if condition only. Let's see. So we are good, right? Any questions? Tomorrow, just try to show me. How we can. And if possible, you know prime numbers. What is the meaning of prime number? Prime numbers. Are you people of max background only, right?
Odd numbers.
Huh? What is prime number?
The number which divisibles by only itself.
Yes, the primer which is divisible by 1 and itself. You cannot divide it. For example, 3. Can you divide it with any number? Only 1. Right? And number itself, 3 itself. No other division. For example, 5. 5 you cannot divide. 7. 9. 9 will be divided by 3. Right? So it's not a prime number. 9 is not a prime, but 7 is a prime number, right? So just if I'm giving 7, you need to print whether it's a prime number. If you are giving 9, you need to print it's not a prime, right? So just try to do that homework also. Give the input as number, just print it's a prime number. If it is not a prime, don't print as a prime number. Try to do that logic. You understood, right? So I do it two things as homework. One is don't want to print 5 and 6 divisors means if it is getting divided, I don't know. For example, example is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, 6 will not get printed, right? So like that you need to write. So another thing is if I'm giving number n is equal to 3, it should print prime number. For example, if I'm giving 5, it will say prime number. If I'm giving 9, it should say not a prime. If I'm giving 4, not a prime, right? So try to do that as homework. Okay. So any questions? Are we good?
Assalamualaikum.
Aslam.
Where can I share the link in chat box? Zoho link.
Yes. So let me introduce one of our team members, right? So his name is Naveed. So he will be coordinating with you for fees and other stuff. Okay. So just check with him. Okay. So he's giving one link to you, right? So you just enter that link. It is important because this one will be in future. We are going to use the link, right? So only to the people who are there in this register will share that link. Okay. So please try to register that particular link. Okay. So
Yeah,
his
man,
name
I
is
had been
Nabil.
shared.
Any questions, you can contact him directly. Okay.
I had been shared, man.
Sure. Huh?
Yeah.
So you can see that link, right? So just copy that link, okay? And you can paste in group also in our
Okay.
Nellore IT community. You can say, you can mention the details and print it, okay?
Okay, bhai.
Okay, just mention who referred you. There is a link. If you're opening that form, you can see like who referred you, right? So what is your
Yeah,
mode
yeah.
of payment, other things. So he will explain you. So how about Ramzan? So you're feeling this time is okay, right?